Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure.
Gervonta Tank Davis has just announced who his next opponent will be, and surprisingly, Gervonta Davis is ducking Lamont Roach, while the World Boxing Association lightweight champion admitted he would be having a very busy 2025. He recently announced he wasn't taking the Roach fight next, and he spoke about the same opponent we heard him mention after the fight, the opponent that visited his locker room.
Well, what is?
You might say it in a minute. You definitely might say it in a minute.
While many don't know who exactly this opponent is, Gervonta Davis has reassured fans that he won't be fighting Lamont Roach next, and this has led to a turmoil among fans who are now seeing Gervonta Davis for the cherry picker. He truly is. Clearly, he sees Lamont Roach as a huge threat and lacks the capacity to challenge the fighter, hence his reason for escaping him. If a misjudged fight was a draw, that implies that a match that is judged rightly will see Lamont Roach victorious
This year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not going to be next.
Well, what is?
Dant did not knock out Lamont Roach as predicted in his latest fight in the Barley Center. In fact, the World Boxing Association lightweight champions fight ended in controversy. Davis looked to have been dropped to one knee in round 9 and went to his corner to wipe his eyes. However, the referee didn't call it a knockdown or disqualification for Davis. The fight with Roach still went on, and the end result was a draw, not what many expected. While with Premier Boxing champions, Davis has not joined the likes of Matchroom Boxing and Top Rank, who have been affiliated with Turkey Alec.
All the bull crap.
You said that you have your opponents mapped out. So who are the opponents for the final stages of your career?
Not to cut you out, I don't really...
Davis has only fought twice since being named the face of boxing, against Ryan Garcia in 2023, beating Frank Martin. Before facing Roach, he underwent house arrest and was later taken into custody in 2023 after pleading guilty to traffic offenses stemming from a hit-and-run incident. Tank has a goal for 2025 to be active. I want to stay in the ring more this year, hopefully with 3 fights. Roach comes first, and then we figure it out the rest of the way, Davis said.
But it's just like,
Anyone in mind that you're thinking about after Roach?
Nah, not yet. I'm just trying to focus on him right now. And then once we get him out the way, then we can,
If Davis plans to fight again this year, the big question is who he'll face next. Will he take on real contenders and belt holders in his division, or will he follow the same path he took with Lamont Roach, handpicking a lesser-known, lower-level opponent? No one knows for sure. However, this time, Davis made the decision to unify, likely realizing it's better to lose to a champion than to an average fighter. If he sticks with that mindset, names like Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, and Vasily Lomachenko will be waiting for their shot.
If you won this and that's your last fight, or still some more heads you gotta put on the wall?
Yeah, it's definitely some more heads.
Among all the potential opponents for Davis, fans and the media have been buzzing about a possible showdown with undisputed super bantamweight champion Naoya Inoue. The appeal comes from both being dominant fighters who have torn through their competition. However, the fight seems unlikely for several reasons. Inoue, a 4-division world champion, is coming off a January win over Kamil Yaffe, and rumors suggest he could face bantamweight champion Junto Nakatani, top contender Murajan Akhmadaliyev, or others in his own division. To fight Davis, Inoue would have to jump multiple weight classes, making the matchup a long shot.
Wall for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But that's definitely in the back of my mind always. Like, just me training, I'd be like, damn.
Turkey Alashik has shown interest in making that fight happen, but Davis previously dismissed the idea in a 2023 post, pointing to the weight difference. More recently, he posted, and then deleted, a message on social media via Seconds Out, saying, "I'm the only fighter you all want to see in the ring with everybody, doesn't matter the weight." Right now, a Davis-Inoue fight still seems like a fantasy. Not long ago, Davis also mentioned facing Vasily Lomachenko, the former lightweight king and current IBF champion. That fight would bring 2 networks together and makes the most sense on paper, but at this point, it looks just as unlikely as the Inoue matchup.
Or they asked for me to fight or something like Lomachenko, and he was like, he retired type of vibe. I don't know why I keep saying type of.
Boxing fans almost got to see this fight in 2024, but negotiations fell apart when Vasily Lomachenko decided to take the rest of the year off. According to ESPN, Lomachenko's manager, Aegis Klimas, told Steve Kim, "Loma is not in the mood right now. He doesn't have the motivation at the moment. He wants to take time off and be with his family. Money isn't what drives him. The 37-year-old Ukrainian won the IBF title last May by defeating George Kambosos Jr., but he hasn't defended the belt or shown any signs of returning to the ring.
Tired. And he was saying that I felt as though like he didn't really like, they were saying that he was scared or anything like that.
The IBF recently issued an ultimatum to Lomachenko, requiring him to face the winner of a proposed interim fight between Raymond Muratalla and Zor Abdullaev. If Lomachenko follows through and fights the winner, a Davis showdown in 2025 seems unlikely. Meanwhile, Davis's fight against Lamont Roach ended in a controversial majority decision. The biggest issue came in the 9th round when Tank voluntarily took a knee, but the referee didn't give a count. If that round had been scored 10-8, Roach would have won the WBA lightweight title. As a result, Roach's lawyer sent a letter to the New York State Athletic Commission demanding an investigation, according to Dan Raphael.
I don't think that's the case. I feel as though like he reached that point where as though it's hard for him to get up for a fight. You know, I feel as though like
Roach's team argued that Davis's actions, turning away mid-round, walking to his corner, and partially exiting the ring, were clear signs that he had quit the fight. They believed the commission would agree with the millions who watched and rule Roach as the rightful winner, either by technical knockout, disqualification for carrying an illegal irritant into the ring, or by adjusting the scores to reflect the knockdown. However, a final decision has been made. According to Lance Pugmire, the New York State Athletic Commission has ruled to keep the fight a draw. More details are expected as the situation develops.
he's more so like, he's older now. He got kids too. It's more so about the kids now. I feel like, you know, all the.
Davis seems to be in a different phase of his career now, focusing more on his kids and life outside the ring. While the fight result hasn't been overturned, a rematch with Roach is still a possibility, as Davis has expressed interest in running it back. With the lightweight division stacked with familiar names and rising talent, Davis now holds a title that plenty of fighters will be eager to challenge. He's made it clear he's open to facing anyone willing to step up, saying, "I'll fight anybody that's got the balls to step in the ring with me." This win also makes Davis the second member of the 2020 and 2021 U.S. Olympic boxing team to capture a world title, following Oshie Jones' IBF Junior Middleweight Championship victory last November.
But you fixed that.
It was a Valentine's Day to remember for Keyshawn Davis. The Norfolk native delivered a dominant performance, knocking out Dennis Baranchik in the fourth round to claim the WBO lightweight title. The fight took place in front of a packed crowd at Madison Square Gardens Theater on Friday night in New York. Tensions were high throughout fight week, with Davis accusing Baranchik's team of sending a racist package to his hotel room. But once the bell rang, it was all Davis. The 25-year-old made it look easy, as Baranchik never seemed competitive, whether due to Davis's size advantage or simply the skill gap between them.
I would prefer Tank Davis, the top guy. I would go for the top guy. If I could choose, I would choose Tank Davis. I would not Tank short out. Tank is a great fighter. Hats off to Tank. I'm not even about to just do all that.
After securing his spot as the WBO mandatory challenger with a statement-making second-round knockout of Gustavo Daniel Lemos, Keyshawn Davis wasted no time calling out Gervonta "Tank" Davis. During his post-fight interview, Baranchik was the first name he mentioned, but he made sure to send a message to Tank as well. "Hey Gervonta, knock knock," he shouted into the mic. This potential showdown has been brewing for a while. The two lightweights have repeatedly clashed on social media, and there seems to be real animosity between them.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows that you got the power, you got the skill and ability, he's patient, you know what I'm saying? But I know who I am. That little short can't touch me.
Keyshawn Davis has made it clear he will never fight Shakur Stevenson. Their bond runs deep, and that's a fight he refuses to entertain. Meanwhile, his trainer, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, has been hyping up a potential clash with Gervonta Davis. Bomac is confident Keyshawn is the one to finally take down the WBA lightweight champion, believing the matchup is made in heaven for his fighter. He even compared it to Terence Crawford's dominant win over Errol Spence in July 2023, saying Keyshawn would dish out the same kind of beating on Tank. Keyshawn fully agrees. Exactly how he said it. "I see myself putting the same beating on Gervonta as Terence did," he told TalkSport. "His style is perfect for mine. I'm young. I don't think it goes the full 12, but if it does, I can fight all 12 rounds.
And I'm coming with that same shit he coming with, and he know that his coach Kenny, got a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? So go fight from Cuba. No, nigga, I'm fighting.
I'm smarter than him inside and outside the ring. I'm just smarter than him, period. Keyshawn Davis isn't lacking confidence when it comes to a potential showdown with Gervonta Davis. He acknowledges Tank's power, admitting that while he has knockout power himself, Tank has consistently ended fights with one punch. We know he's got that one-punch power, but people haven't seen what I truly have yet. I only have 12 fights, and I've only been competing at the elite level for 3. This fight against Baranchyk will be my 4th. Keyshawn believes there's still more to his game that fans haven't seen. He also draws confidence from past sparring sessions with Tank during his amateur days, which only reinforced his belief that he's the better fighter.
Fight Tank. Stop mentioning other people when I mention your fighter. What you talking about, boy? Like, don't play with me, bro. Y'all know how I'm coming. Tank, if you wanna fight, send me a contract, bro. Tank, you know.
Keyshawn Davis made it clear that when he sparred Gervonta Davis, fighting him was never on his mind. The first time I sparred him, I was 16. The second time, I was 21 and about to go to the Olympics, he said. I wasn't thinking about fighting him. I just thought, okay, I just competed with one of the best pros. That showed me I have the talent to go pro and be dominant. Davis recalled how those sparring sessions were competitive and how he has always stood out, even as an amateur. People have always said, damn, you've got to spar Keyshawn. I didn't just turn pro and suddenly get recognition. I was like that before I even made the Olympic team. I've always had talent. I've always been able to fight.
When Light Skin posted those messages about me sparring, I'm really looking at it like, okay, so what? That I DM'd you.
Gervonta Tank Davis seemed confident when he called out Shakur Stevenson, claiming he had sent a contract and accusing Stevenson of avoiding the fight. However, it now appears that Tank may not have been telling the truth. Stevenson's team has denied ever receiving an offer from Davis's camp. The WBC lightweight champion, who is set to defend his title this weekend in Saudi Arabia, has made it clear, no contract, no negotiations, nothing official has come from Tank's side.
Or Matchroom. Gervonta said, quote, Ninja sent him a contract. He went elsewhere. End of the quote. Now, one of the PBC.
Shakur Stevenson had already dismissed the contract claims months ago, calling Tank a liar and saying the whole story was fabricated. While both Stevenson and Gervonta Davis have mentioned having a verbal agreement about a potential fight, nothing has been made official. Stevenson's co-manager, James Prince, recently doubled down on that stance, stating that Tank's claims have no substance. Speaking to YSM Sports Media, Prince said, "There's no truth to that, no proof whatsoever," even suggesting that Davis should check his sources before making such statements.
He said that Espinoza is lying, and recently, like yesterday on Cigar Talk, Shakur came out reacting to the news that Gervonta.
James Prince made it clear, Shakur Stevenson is telling the truth. He's going to embrace opportunities when they come, but as far as any offer from Tank, that never happened. Maybe Davis was misled. While it's unusual for Gervonta Davis to make false claims, the situation remains unclear. We'll have to wait for further developments. On a more positive note, Prince did confirm that discussions about a potential Stevenson versus Davis fight have taken place. He also pointed out that Stevenson's stock has risen significantly since his dominant win over Artem Harutyunyan last year, a fight that aired on live television instead of pay-per-view.
That's a lie. He's lying his ass off. If it's true, then show the contract. Show proof. Here is exactly what Shakur had to say.
Shakur Stevenson's fight against Artem Harutyunyan peaked at 1.2 million viewers, proving his strong drawing power. That makes a potential bout with Gervonta Davis a major money fight, and both sides are interested in making it happen. However, no final agreement has been reached, which is the main reason for the delay. James Prince clarified the situation, saying, "There are always discussions, everyone talks about it, but nothing concrete. No paperwork, no official offers. It just never happened." Amid the contract controversy, Stevenson recently shared his thoughts on Tank, acknowledging that their fight could be a massive showdown, one that could define an era.
I'm a real person. Like I'm not gonna go up there and act like Tank is not a good fighter. I think Tank is a hell of a fighter. I think he's special. What he does with his talents is amazing to see. I love the way he boxes. But truthfully, same way he asks, "Oh, what have I done?"
Boxing thrives on rivalries, and few matchups have generated more buzz than a potential showdown between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta "Tank" Davis. 4 years, they've gone back and forth on social media, but they've yet to settle the score in the ring. The anticipation keeps building, yet the fight remains just out of reach. Stevenson, the reigning WBC lightweight champion, recently stirred the debate again by taking shots at Davis's resume. While he insisted, "I don't really care about this stuff," his comments in a recent interview told a different story.
I mean, if he want to retire with the career that he got, then go ahead and do whatever you got to do. So I disagree with it. I think it's soft.
Shakur Stevenson didn't hold back when discussing Gervonta Davis's record. "I don't respect his resume because of all the clauses he puts in. I get it. He's smaller than some guys, so he does what he has to for an advantage. But when it comes to fighting me, I think we could make the biggest fight in the world. It has to happen, but it's all up to him," Stevenson told the Stomping Ground. This isn't the first time Stevenson has taken a shot at Tank's resume. He previously criticized him for handpicking less talented opponents to make them seem like top competition. The two have been trading insults for a while. Just last year, Davis dismissed Stevenson as an easy fight, while Stevenson warned Tank that he was in for a rude awakening. That exchange only fueled speculation about their long-awaited showdown, but so far, it has yet to materialize.
Fight with Lamont Roach, but do you feel like you guys could fight 2025 or 2026?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't into chasing people around. I mean, if he's willing to fight, I'm ready.
The fight never materialized, and when negotiations collapsed, Tank Davis wasted no time pointing the finger at Stevenson. He took to X, writing, "I sent him a contract, but he went elsewhere. Get off my chest, you bum eater." Stevenson wasn't letting it slide. In an interview on Cigar Talks, he clapped back, "On my life, Tank is a liar. If he sent me a contract, tell him to post it. Post that contract he sent me. That's what I want to see."
Yeah, I think it should happen, but I ain't gonna lie, I can't sit there and chase you and then, he could try to make it seem as though I need him and I don't need him. So,
with Gervonta Davis recently admitting he plans to retire this year, the chances of fans seeing him face Shakur Stevenson or other top opponents are slim. However, during a podcast with rapper Lil Yachty, Davis suggested he might not be done for good. "Yeah, I've been thinking about changing my mind," he told a Safe Place podcast when asked about retirement. "I just want to get myself together."
Get myself together, though.
Which is much more important.
Yeah, I really want to get myself together, like not retire, but take a break, But the only thing is,
"I'm not retiring, just taking a break. I won't lie, I already promised Al Heyman we're stepping away. There are things I need to focus on, like being there for my kids, going to school, and working on myself as a better person." His latest comments came after he left boxing fans stunned at the press conference for his upcoming fight with Roach. Davis muttered, "After next year, I'm out. Out of the sport. I can tell you, my fights, it's over after this year. This is trash, garbage. I'm out. I'm fed up. I don't care about belts. I don't care about any of that."
I ain't gonna lie. I had already made a promise. To Al, like, we out of it type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I can stick around and I will help people. And
"I'm focused on making my money and getting out. I'm just fed up. It's not even about boxing anymore. It's everything. I have kids too. I just had a son, and I don't want to keep fighting, taking punches, and all that. I'll probably focus on building my real estate portfolio, trying to step away from the spotlight. I just want to make money and stay out of the way. That's it. I want to live without being seen."
People, but as far as like me competing, I don't really want to do it. It's like other stuff I need to work on, like being more there for my kids, going to school,
As talented as Davis is, he's often criticized for having a thin resume. His biggest win on paper came against Ryan Garcia, but the 10-pound rehydration clause in Garcia's contract left an asterisk on that victory for many fans. Additionally, Davis has never unified his belts with an active world champion. He has claimed world titles in 2 divisions, super featherweight and lightweight, but has yet to secure a unification bout.
I ride his coattail, like, bro, I don't need you. I don't have to fight you. I'm making real. I don't need you, bro. If you want to fight me, send me a contract.
But to cement his legacy as an all-time great, he'll need to challenge himself against the division's elite. That's all for now. Stay tuned for the latest news, moments, events, and action in the boxing world by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on quality content. Until next time, peace out.